Today I want to go through some extra functionality that you can get from custom toggles that are built into our ROM. You might need a couple of extra programs for some of this functionality. I'll show them here and hopefully include an annotation to the links in the Play Store, but you might want to grab Tasker and SQLite Editor. If you don't want SQLite Editor, you can also use any program that you can push edited SQLite databases to your phone with through your PC, etc. If you don't want Tasker, there are plenty of alternatives out there, I'm sure, such as Llama. I haven't tried any of these, but if they can receive an intent and create a home screen shortcut, or use a home screen shortcut in order to perform an action, then you should be good to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the simplest toggle, which you won't need any of these applications for. Alright, so one of the functionalities of the tiles that we have by default that I don't particularly like is the brightness tile. I don't want to click on it and switch between auto and this little slider here. I just want a tile that will allow me to do this and only this, and have no brightness slider there. So I've gone ahead and started a custom tile here, and I've inputted one value so far. We're going to add another to Slim Shortcuts, Chamber of Secrets, and the Chamber of Secrets is actually within the ROM. You just have to find it, and unfortunately for you, that's all I'm going to say about it. So if you want to ask somebody within your forum, etc., you can do that, but you could also get yourself into trouble with these with the Chamber of Secrets, so it's actually hidden by default. Here I'm going to input a 1 for the input value, and this would be automatic mode. So we've got manual and automatic now. Add the icon, press OK, and it tells me that an advanced tile was detected, and this happens when you use the Chamber of Secrets to create a custom tile and you only have one value per custom entry. So if I press OK there, now you can see I have a tile that switches between automatic and manual. And the good part about a custom tile that automatically resolves its own settings is, as you can see, it's in automatic mode right now. If I switch it to manual, the tile switches back itself as well. So using that functionality, we can actually get even more creative later on. Another relatively simple use of this same mechanic would be to create a location tile. And to do this, you would create location underscore mode with the Chamber of Secrets. Values can again be found in the settings.java file on our GitHub, and from there you can change it between device only, high, etc. And I've also added a third button here for the unknown value to unknown location. And from here, as you can see, I can easily turn GPS on and off, and if it doesn't know the type of location that it's in, it will switch to the unknown mode. And if I switch back into high accuracy, GPS on. And the benefit of this tile would be that you don't ever have to accept that location consent warning that annoys a lot of people. Next up, we have a relatively simple concept, but something that you may not know about. I've actually not set any short press actions here to this custom tile. I've just pressed long press, and what this allows me to do is tap, 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 and nothing launches. It'll just simply switch between the apps, and if you ever wanted to launch one, you could long press. So you could use this as a simple app switcher. From here, we're going to move on to the fun stuff. So next up, we're going to discuss some simple concepts that custom tiles allow you to do, and hopefully your imagination will take you further than mine has. You may notice that I actually have a custom toggle here. That's not a quick record toggle. And if I long press, it starts recording. Saved. Switches back to the quick record state like a normal quick record toggle does. It starts recording. Press play and it plays like a normal quick record toggle does. And as you can see, it starts recording. This is all through custom tiles and Tasker integration. And I went ahead and added something in there just for fun. I just called the setting value fake, F-A-K-E. Is this a checkbox setting? No. I'm going to input 5 here. Wizard. So now it's a state called wizard. Let's go ahead and go to gallery and add Hagrid here. And I'm going to enable double tap to switch to the previous action. So as you can see, long press still records. Tap to save.
Long press still records.
But since I have a double tap to switch back,
You're a wizard, Harry.
so things like that are possible with the custom toggles. So another one that I have going on here is my insecure / secure toggle. So if I tap it, Tasker listens to the update and automatically locks my phone for me. And then I tap again and I'm automatically insecure. And how that works is actually using the shake to secure value, and it turns that feature on and off. So once again, if you look in the settings database or in the settings.java file on our GitHub, you can find the entry and the values that you need to use for that sort of thing to happen. Next up, I have a profile here that automatically switches when my Wi-Fi turns off, when I connect to the school Wi-Fi, the work Wi-Fi, the friend's house Wi-Fi, when I plug into my car Bluetooth, etc. So I can click to switch between these modes clearly, and I can also show you real quickly. I have home, sleep, busy, work, out, and then as a 6th spot, what it does here is if it doesn't know, for example, when it connects to my school Wi-Fi, it will actually switch it to the other values are 0 through 5, and this or 0 through 4 rather, and school I can set as anything other than those values, because if it doesn't know where it is, it's going to switch it to school. So I switch to school mode and the toggle will automatically switch there. And one of the benefits of that is it doesn't actually switch into school mode automatically through clicking. It has to do it or manually through clicking. It has to do it when I actually connect to my school Wi-Fi, and it will update itself automatically. And I'm going to go ahead and run through how I did that really quickly. So within Advanced Custom Tiles, I've actually made it so it creates a setting observer for an intent received action. So when you receive com.android.systemui chamber fired, it will actually send that intent out, and that intent gets sent to Tasker here, which I've used as intent received object to receive it with, and then I do a settings update here. And from here I can actually use this, the %setting key, which comes from the ROM, lock shake temp secure. So as you can see, if the key is lock shake temp secure, which would be the value for the secure or insecure tile here, and if settings value is 0, meaning I'm turning it back into disabling shake to secure, it will perform a system lock action. Next up we have the easy key, which we haven't created yet, and else if setting key equals Jubacuba profiles and settings value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have a bunch of profile switch holder, which again just grabs those values with the setting value and the setting key, and depending on where it is, it will perform an action. For example, if we go to out here, it does all of these things and updates the tile automatically if I connect to Wi-Fi, etc., as explained before. And then there are a couple of set work, and all that does is it updates the settings so that the tile updates itself. So from here, let's go ahead and create a really simple and once again pointless, but hopefully you guys find a use for it, tile real quickly. So in order to create our own custom settings entry and to allow a custom tile to listen to it, I'm going to use this SQLite editor program that I mentioned earlier, and go to data com.android.providers settings, databases, settings DB, system, and I'm going to go, and these are all of the settings within system settings on your phone. So I'm going to add a new one. Let's call it easy, value 0, done, and now the Chamber of Secrets has a button, an entry within it called easy, and we could use that string within a custom tile. So I'm going to add a custom tile here using Slim shortcuts, Chamber of Secrets, easy. Okay, is this a checkbox setting? No. 0 I'm going to use as the default. Let's just name it easy once again. And then we'll add another one. Easy for the settings entry. Let's use a value of 1. Okay. Playing. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and test that. I'm not done with Tasker yet, but I think I've done this much. We'll see.
That was easy.
Yep, now it's playing. But, as you can see, it's stuck in the playing state on the tile. Switch back to 0, nothing happens.
That was easy.
Switch back to 1, and it starts playing again. So I'm going to go ahead and update those images really quickly. And now we have a custom tile easy button.
That was easy.
So, let's go back into Tasker and see if we can make it switch back to its correct state. So just as a quick run through of what's going on once again, the intent is received and it performs the settings update here. And what we're using now is else if. We have an if statement up here, the setting key, else if setting key is easy and setting value doesn't equal 0, because if you'll remember 0 was our default value, it will perform the task named easy. So if we switch to tasks here, we have one called easy. A lot of this stuff isn't actually used. I just used some trickery here in the quick record tile, so if you're playing you can't switch to recording, it will automatically switch itself back and forth to the correct state, etc. But what it's going to do is play the That Was Easy file, wait until mTrack, which is Tasker's way of saying the music track, isn't set. So once the music track is done playing, it will perform this next option here, which we're currently not using. So
that was easy.
Currently doesn't switch back to the correct state. So from here we can add a plugin, Auto Shortcut, which is another app in the Play Store, and run a configuration for a Slim shortcut, Chamber of Secrets. Let's use the easy settings database entry again. Checkbox, no. Value 0, which would be our default state. I don't really care about the name. Okay. So now, when playing finishes, it will set it back to the default state. One thing to keep in mind, if you're going to run a bunch of Chamber of Secrets options in the same task here, separate them with little wait statements or in between turning Bluetooth and Wi-Fi off or anything like that, because they generally get a little upset if Tasker tries to run them all at the same time. So just give them a little bit of wait time. Probably depends on your device, but 10 milliseconds. So it should pretty much be instantaneous. But just keep that in mind if something isn't getting run correctly. So we added that in there, so when it's done playing, switches back to the default state. Let's see how it goes.
That was easy.
And it switches back automatically. So that'll do it for this one. If you have any more ideas for cool videos we should make, be sure to let us know. If you come up with any cool toggles of your own, be sure and let us know as well. We're always willing to hear your ideas, etc. Should be awesome.